Did you know that there are local governments holding hundreds of millions of dollars right now for people who have no idea the money is owed to them, and that you can get a great business together by letting people know there's money and getting it for a percentage of the money that's there, usually 30 to 40% of the money that's being held, and a typical amount is $50,000 that's being held. I'm in this business, and our average deal size is $52,000, and we're typically collecting between 30 and 40% of that money for helping people get their money. So let me explain how this works. When a property is foreclosed, either for taxes because they didn't pay their real estate taxes or because they didn't pay their mortgage, when the property sells for more than the amount that's owed, that extra money is available for the former homeowner to claim. Makes sense if you think about it. If you have a house where they owe, let's say, $30,000 in taxes because they haven't paid for 3 or 4 years, and that house sells at a tax sale for, say, $300,000, well, the difference between the $300,000 it sells for and the $30,000 that's owed on taxes, that $270,000 is available for the former owner to claim. Now, these tax sale properties sell for all kinds of monies, from a piece of land for a couple $1,000s to a house for hundreds of thousands of dollars. Even occasionally these days, we're getting some commercial properties that are selling for millions of dollars. As a matter of fact, if you look on this list that I'll have them pop up on the screen, there's a $5 million overage sitting there, meaning $5 million left over, because that is a commercial property that was lost at a foreclosure auction, and there's $5 million sitting there. That's the biggest I've seen, by the way. But to give you a range, I would say more typical, you're talking $40, $50, $60, $70,000 left over, which is a lot of money. And the problem is these former owners have no idea that that money is there, no idea what the process is to claim it. Sometimes when we call them and tell them about it, it's like, oh yeah, I heard about this, but I haven't done anything with it. Why haven't they? Because they're intimidated by the government. The government came and sold their property out from under them. They're afraid to even go talk to them. And they're often so beaten down by life that they just don't do anything about it. They're just like, oh, I'll never get the money. I have such bad luck. And they just don't get it. For others, they just don't know about the money because other than in 2 states, they don't send out any notice that there's any money left over. So for most people, the house gets sold at an auction. They figure, well, the government sold my property, so I guess they keep the money, and they just go on, feeling beaten down, feeling badly about themselves, and trying to find some new place to get started in their life. I can guarantee you their credit is completely damaged, because when people aren't paying either their mortgage or their taxes, meaning real estate property taxes, that's not their first financial problem. It's one of many. So they're paying bills late, if paying them at all. They have creditors chasing them around. So they're feeling pretty beaten down. And so what we do, we get the list of people that are owed the money. We get that from the government. Then we get the contact information for the people. That's an online process we use. And then we call them up and say, hey, Fred, looks like you're owed some money. For a percentage, we can go do all the work and get the money for you. If it's successful, we get a percentage. If it's not successful, it doesn't cost you a dime. So it's really risk-free to you. Would you like to give it a try? If so, just meet with our guy for 15 minutes, give us written permission to pursue this, and we are off and running like a starving dog after a rabbit. We're on it. So that's the business. It's really a great business for 2 reasons. Number one, we're helping people who really desperately need help. These people are so down and so feeling bad that we really help them out. The second thing is that we're making great money. On a $52,000 deal size, which again is our mathematical average, we're typically bringing $20,000 in gross profit into our business. And that is a lot of money. And we have dozens of deals under contract at any given time. So there's a lot of very steady, predictable money, because as you load these deals into your pipeline, you load them in and they pay out. And if you load in, 1 a week, you're going to get out 1 a week. If you load in 3 a week, you're going to get out 3 a week. So you can really control your cash flow. You can predict your cash flow. It makes a really nice, steady business. And there are a lot of these deals out there. On average, there are 3,000 properties sold each day at tax sales alone. So that's 3,000 properties a day at tax sales alone. And for mortgage foreclosures, about 800,000 a year. And that number is going up because of the bad economy. But that's a lot of deals that are out there. Now, we focus on the tax foreclosures. To me, they're much easier, way easier to get the lists and easier to deal with. And also, the taxes are typically a small amount of money relative to the whole value of the property. So, we don't have a situation where a property is 100% mortgaged and then it goes to tax sale. That's not at all common. Mostly these properties that go to tax sale don't have mortgages on them, because if they did, the mortgage company would pay the taxes. So for the most part, they're not mortgaged, they're free and clear. Oftentimes these are estates that we're dealing with, where we're just working with the heirs. That's very easy to do. Sometimes there are commercial transactions that fell through. It could be someone was trying to develop a strip shopping center or develop a little subdivision and something went wrong. Maybe they didn't get their approvals, maybe they lost their financing, maybe they had a partnership breakup, something happened and the deal fell through. That land or those properties sell at tax sale, and then money is left over. And like I said, the people generally don't know about the money. They don't know it's there. For the few that do know, oftentimes they just don't have the energy or the gumption to go and challenge the government to get their money back. Now, I wish they knew that it's as easy as it is, but they don't know that, and they're just not often in a mental state to do anything with it. So we go do that work for them. So again, the work is pretty simple. You get the list, you get the contact information with people just with some online searches. You call them up, tell them the good news that there's some money, and offer your help. And if they'd like to work with you, you get a percentage for what you recover. You can negotiate the percentage, it's up to you. I would say typical is 30 to 40%. That's what we charge. And I don't know, you're free to charge what you want, but that's typical. It's a very good compensation level. And as I said, the deals tend to be fairly large. I would say if you looked at it as a bell curve, you would see probably low of 20, 25,000 at this end of the bell curve. And for the meat of the bell curve, probably 70 or 80,000, and peaking in there. And the peak, I would say 45 to 65,000 is the peak of the bell curve. Now you have a few that are hundreds of thousands of dollars, and even some millions, but that's way out here. And you have some that are just little pieces of land that are not usable, that may have $500 or $1,000 left over. We're not working in those tails generally. We're working in the middle. And as I said, over 3,000 properties a day going to tax sale. So lots of properties, lots of opportunity, lots of room for new people. Now, who is this good for? It's good for a person who wants a great business. You want to support your family really well. You want to support yourself really well. You want to save up for retirement. You want to have a great income. Could be just a side hustle, can be your main business. Can start out as a side hustle, become a main business. And someone who, on top of wanting to make money, really wants to make a difference for people, really wants to help people. You're not looking to take advantage of people. You're looking to help people that are down and out, who are going to get this surprise and hopefully get tens of thousands of dollars. And working with you, if that brings you pleasure, this is a great business for you. The people I think it's not for are someone who's just like, snidely whiplash, just rubbing their hands, go, oh, I can take advantage of these people. I can make all this money. That is not, I don't even want that person in my training program. If that's you, by the way, please just don't even come into our training program, because I'm not interested in working with you. That's not what we're about. That's not who we are. But if you're a good-hearted person that says, I want to make great money and I want to do great work, then I do want to work with you. And I have a course and a system for doing this. We've been doing this for years, over 10 years now. I've what is probably the biggest overages business in the country. And we offer a course, we offer consulting, we offer help to people that want to do this as a business. And I'm happy to help you. So the inroad to that is if you look in the link down below, there's a link to a mini course that I have that will show you all the details of this business and help you decide if this is something you want to give a try. So if you click on that, you can go check out a presentation I did that gives you a lot of details and helps you decide if this is a great business for you. I think it's a great business, and I think if you're a person who wants to help people, you'll think it's a great business too. But that'll be up to you. So invest a little time, an hour or so, and just check that out, and that will give you your answer on that. The other thing I tell you about this, it doesn't take a lot of money to start up. The training and startup is going to cost you $2,000 or less, depending on whether you want to form an LLC and things like that. So not long at all. The training typically takes people, I would say 10 to 15 hours to go through maximum. So you could do that in 2 or 3 weeks at very part-time. You could do it in a weekend if you wanted to, if you really want to hit it hard. We offer training both in video and in written form. So we try to make it really easy for you to get the training. And it's a pretty straightforward business. I'm gonna help you pick a place to do business, show you the best places to do business. I'm gonna show you how to get the lists, how to find the people, what to say to them when you talk to them on the phone, what message to send them if you send them mail, or if you send them a message through Facebook or one of the other online platforms, how to communicate, and then how to turn that deal in and help it to get paid out and get your check. It's really a wonderful business for good-hearted people, and I'd love to help you. If this sounds interesting to you, I'd love to help you get into the business. So this is attorney and business mentor Bob Diamond. Hope this was interesting. If you want to move further, just again, click on that link and go see the hour or so long training so I can really show you the details of this business. And hopefully I'll see you in training, and hopefully, more importantly, I'll see you with checks like these folks that are flashing up on the screen. These folks are all people that went through the training and are now seeing great success. You know, we have all kinds of levels of success. The successful people, by the way, are the people that take the training and go and do it. This isn't something that will do it by itself, but if you'll put the effort in, you can be successful. We have people that have done millions of dollars worth of deals. We have people that have just done their first deal or two and are just getting started. Typically, even one small deal, like a $5,000 or $6,000 overage, will more than pay for your startup costs and your training. So it really takes very little to pay off. And I think if you find this business appealing, you're absolutely going to love this business, and you'll be so glad you did it. So very low startup costs. You don't have to have an office. You just need a cell phone. Really helps to have a laptop, but if you don't, you can do it with an iPad or even with your phone. A little annoying, you're going to want to get a laptop after not too long, but you can get started because you can get your list and get your information and do your finding of information online to get the contact information. You can do that all from a phone if you have to. So you can do that. So really, if you have a phone and internet connection, you can be in business with just a moderate amount of training, you know, just a good strong weekend with 16 hours, you should be able to do it. And just some effort and some elbow grease, and you could find your next business. And this can be your side hustle. It can be something you start out on the side and start to grow it, and then you leave your job, or it can be something you keep as your side hustle, maybe to increase your retirement savings, or maybe to replace your business, or maybe just have money on the side to cover the inflation that we have today that's costing all of us more. So this is attorney and business mentor Bob Diamond. Go check out that training. I'll see you there, and hopefully I'll see you with checks like these folks, because I'm proud of everybody who has gotten a check, because it represents two things. One is money for them. The checks you see, they're keeping typically 30 to 40% of it. And second, they're helping people who've lost their home at a foreclosure auction. And they're feeling so sad and so down. And when someone shows up and says, hey, there's some money you can find, and then actually goes and gets them the money, these people are floored. It can literally be a lifesaver and a life changer, because all of a sudden someone is back on their feet again, and some stranger reached out and helped them and helped them be successful. So I hope that you go check out that training. If this is interesting enough that you're here till now, then you should definitely go check out the training. Just go check it out. I'll give you all the details so you can make an intelligent decision. And this is attorney and business mentor Bob Diamond. Hopefully I'll see you in training and see you holding a check like this.